Welcome to Astrodology, the podcast that brings you knowledge, wisdom, and principles that can help you find the peace and comfort we all seek and deserve in our lives. Hi everybody, welcome back to this edition of Astrodology with Astrid. Today we are talking about this full moon in Taurus coupled with the lunar eclipse in Taurus coming in on Saturday 10/28 at 5 degrees. This will be occurring at 1:24 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4:24 Eastern Time. I love this Scorpio season, Taurus moon time, because earth and water truly are my favorite combinations, because it's a way of honoring Gaia, Mother Earth, and we are made up of so much, a full percentage of water. So this lunar duo of Scorpio and Taurus, we're in Scorpio season, a water sign, Scorpio or Taurus full moon, earth sign. So water loves earth. It loves to nourish the plants. Even the mountains, the rocks all get refreshed, and the crystalline beings get refreshed and activated with water. So this eclipse season has delivered its promise for chaos, heartbreak, recognition, transformation, secrets revealed, and it has forced us to stand up for our personal values and the who and what of our resources that Taurus governs. Eclipse season started again on October 14th with that solar eclipse that came through during the new moon in Libra. So both Taurus and Libra are governed by Venus, the planet of love, the planet of healing. Such an auspicious time. So let's talk about how this lunation will affect your particular astrological sign. And again, when a full moon or new moon comes in, we have 3 days to capitalize on its peak energy, but we have 2 weeks to harness the energy and really work on the qualities. So if there's some intention you want to make around this time, think of the qualities of Scorpio. Transformation is a big one. Transformation, seeking the truth, which the eclipse helps to bring to light. Also, with Taurus, think wealth, think groundedness, think stability, think patience, think planning. And also during the eclipse cycle, the idea is it's a 6-month phase. It's not just for one day. So from Saturday onward, I would even look back from October 14th onward for the next 6 months, this eclipse energy will affect us. This information today comes from Astro Style. Let's start with Aries. Aries, you shoot from the hip sign, would rather ad-lib than plan everything to the letter. But the Taurus full moon, a powerful lunar eclipse, is rocking your finance zone, so it's better to be safe than sorry. You can use these illuminating moonbeams to get a solid grasp on your money situation. Do you know exactly how much you have coming in every month and how much of it you typically spend? Have you identified areas of opportunity for boosting your income? Over the next 2 to 4 weeks, you could reap the benefits of an assertive pitch. Taurus, make your agenda top priority on October 28th, Taurus. The year's only full moon in your sign is also a game-changer lunar eclipse, the final in a series that began on November 19th in 2021. Brace yourself for a crossroads or climax of whatever you've been focusing on for nearly 2 years. Have you been caring for and cultivating every seed you planted back then? Here's your chance to review, evaluate, and implement needed changes so you're sure to achieve your goal within the timeline you created. You're fully capable of crushing it. Bull, so get to it. Gemini, slow your roll and be more strategic instead of hustling harder, Gemini. That advice applies for the next 2 weeks as the Taurus full moon rocks your peaceful, restorative 12th house on October 28th. This is a time to ideally suited for refueling your tanks. And since this lunation is also a tide-turning lunar eclipse, it comes with a warning label that reads, do not exceed your limits, but do listen to what your body is telling you. Cancer, October 28th, Taurus full moon in your communal 11th house is also an illuminating lunar eclipse that calls your attention to Team Cancer. This is the only one of its kind in 2023, so take advantage of the bird's eye view it offers you to review the various cycles of people in your life. You sensitive souls might prefer to ignore an issue rather than call out a problematic behavior, but this situation probably won't resolve itself. Take back your power and inform the offender that from now on, you'll be speaking up when something bothers you and holding them accountable. Leo, the year's only Taurus full moon rocks your success realm on October 28, and it happens to be a game-changing lunar eclipse to boot. Over the next few weeks, you'll be unstoppable in pursuit of an ambitious aspiration, one with major caveat. You have to get completely clarity on your intention and resolve it to do whatever you need to do in order to accomplish your mission. If you start waffling, you might come up short. Prior to taking on new responsibilities, be sure you're into this job. If not, you could start looking around for something better. Need help with a thorny emotional issue? Virgo, pick up the pace, Virgo, when the only Taurus full moon in 2023, which is also a world-rocking lunar eclipse, lands in your exploratory 9th house on October 28th, you'll feel the wind at your back. Since this is your zone of education, faith, and entrepreneurial ventures, anything that can widen your horizons and open up your world gets a galactic green light. Over the next 2 weeks, prime manifesting time, but these moonbeams stretch beyond your habitual limits and take a risk for the sake of learning and growing. Libra, get off the fence. Have you been wavering over a key connection recently? October 28th full moon is headstrong Taurus, and your intense 8th house can compel you to make a choice. And because this is a powerful lunar eclipse, it's possible that the choice will be imposed on you. You don't exactly excel at narrowing down your options, and you tend to worry about what relationships you'll miss out on by investing fully in just one. But think about what you're missing out on by never going all in. Take your cue from the steadfast bull and make an unequivocal decision. Scorpio, when the Taurus full moon shakes up your partnership court on October 28th, a budding bond could blossom or a flourishing one could reach a new level of commitment. These changes could be especially dramatic since this full moon happens to be a tide-turning lunar eclipse. In the next 2 weeks, you could veer towards official territory or swerve from it. If you've been trying in vain to make a relationship work, you could be compelled to finally cut your losses and part ways. Sagittarius, have you fallen off the wellness wagon again lately, Sagittarius? Don't beat yourself up. Use the mobilizing boost of October 28th's Taurus full moon, the only one of 2023, and create some new goals. This full moon is also game-changing lunar eclipse, and since it occurs in your salubrious 6th house, you have an above-average chance of sticking to the resolutions that you make now and during the 2 weeks that follow. Daily routines are ripe for revamping now, and you should be ready to adjust to shake-ups involving personal and workflow. Capricorn, with this year's only Taurus full moon lighting up your glamorous, amorous 5th house, you have heavenly hall pass to put a little extra something on whatever you do on October 28th. Since this lunation is a potent lunar eclipse, you can sprinkle fairy dust on your creations and earn the attention of an admiring audience. During the next 2 weeks, prime manifesting time for these moonbeams, You might unveil an artistic piece de resistance, declare your feelings for someone, or direct your passions into creating or procreating. If something makes your heart sing, that tells you you're headed towards your true north. Aquarius. As the year's only Taurus full moon rocks your fundamental fourth house on October 28th, you can't ignore the importance of your home base and your roots. Change is a front at the Aquarius abode over the next 2 weeks. Peak manifesting time for this lunation. It's a tide-turning lunar eclipse, so these shifts might take your relatives or roommates by surprise. Look at your space through a clear lens and consider what you want it to be. A soothing sanctuary, a fun social center, a place to touch down between exciting escapades. Start by cleaning and tidying from top to bottom. Then examine the basic features that you'll build on. And don't forget to loop in roomies when you're pondering a big change. And Pisces, get out and about, fish. You're fond of retreating into your own world of dreaming, imaginings, and soulful reflection. But with the electrifying illumination of October 28th Taurus full moon in your gregarious third house, you'll get so much more from communing with kindred spirits. On top of that, this full moon happens to be a lunar eclipse, meaning you'll find that people you vibe with right under your nose. Because this house rules communication and community, you'll benefit from pushing yourself to keep moving and mingling for the next 2 weeks. Again, allow this energy to unfold for the next 2 weeks. With this October full moon, says Astro Style, here's a few things to think about. An exciting money-making opportunity could turn up. You could have second thoughts about your job satisfaction, or you might have an epiphany about better work-life situations. Let's really embrace this time. As the thought said, this is the rare, beautiful time of Taurus's only full moon of this year. Taurus is known for being very grounded and assets. Think assets, not just your financial assets, but your personal assets and the things that you bring to the world. This lunar eclipse brings our awareness, resources, livelihood, and thoughts about sustainability to a high peak. Do something special to celebrate, to connect, and mark this day, 10/28, the full lunar eclipse in Taurus. I wish you peace, love, and light, and I will catch you in the next episode of this wonderful podcast, Astrodology with Astrid. Also follow me on Instagram at Coda Life Goddess, COTAGODDESS, Coda Life, COTALIFE Goddess on Instagram. And there you can see me live and find the more overarching total download about this time period. We're going to talk about Samhain, and we're going to talk about the number 8 and the number 5. Thank you for listening to Astrodology. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to help support the podcast, please hit the subscribe button and tell your friends about it by sharing this program on social media. You can also follow me on Instagram at Coda Life Goddess or at codalife.com. Coda is COTA, Coda Life Goddess or codalife.com. Thank you again for listening to Astrodology, and I'll see you next time.